Hello, welcome back. My name is Kara, and if you're new here, this is the Mindset Manifesto, and this is going to be a little quick one, but I wanted to give 5 tips for getting shit done that you haven't heard yet. And as usual, I'm hotboxing my bathroom. That's not a usual, but hotboxing something is. Okay, I'm going to get right into it. I'm also going to put my microphone on my little lighter so I can hold it. It's a pickle lighter, so it's really cool. But first tip that I have that has been helping me a lot is I have daily non-negotiables. This will look different for everybody, but I've made them into a screensaver to-do list, and I just made it in the Notes app on my iPhone, and it's just a list of things that I want to do every day. Some examples of what I have on there are 20 minutes of stretching, 20 minutes of a outdoor walk minimum. What else? 100 push-ups, 100 ounces of water, 20 pages of a book. Those are the ones that I have on mine. I think there's a couple more. Can't remember them off the top of my head right now, but they're on my screensaver, and it's on my other screensaver right now because I have different focus modes. That's a bonus tip that I didn't put in here. Focus modes on iPhone, if you have it, is super clutch. But this is what the screensaver looks like. It's just a screenshot of the Notes app. Really helpful. It reminds me, because if you're like me and you are undiagnosed something, it helps a lot to have a to-do list right in your face. I do really well with writing things down, so that's why this tip works really well for me. Tip number 2, set alarms for when to do things. So for example, I like to do breath work and meditation in the mornings, so I have an alarm set for 7 a.m. for breath work and 8 a.m. for meditation. I am not doing breath work for an hour long, but usually if I don't do them together, I want to get them done in the morning, and I usually start work at 9, so I set those 2 alarms for that reason on those times. I also vacuum every night, so I have a alarm set for 6 p.m. so I don't forget to do that, and it's weird that sometimes things just slip my mind when I really want to do them, but it's a thing, and so those 2 things alone have gotten me to do a lot more shit than I usually would do. And if those don't work well for you, you can also try setting it up like an appointment, whatever the task may be. So I like to use Google Calendar. I'll put in my real appointments, my real obligations. Well, everything's a real obligation, I guess. But my other obligations, like work calls, maybe if you have other things you have to take care of, like if you have kids, picking them up from school or taking your dog for a walk. I schedule all of those things in, and I look at my day the day before, so then that way I know, okay, if my goal was to get a walk every day, if I have calls at 9 and 10 and 2 and 3, it makes the most sense for me to either go before my calls or in between my calls, because I don't like to go in the evening because it's too busy. So then I know that I can put that slot in there, and then I can see how much extra time I actually have too, because I think I waste a lot of extra time sometimes, and that can be also very counterproductive, obviously, because I just feel like it's me time, which is fine. But when I schedule the me time and it feels a little more structured, for me, that feels good. If you're a little more go with the flowy, then maybe just having time blocks for certain tasks. So maybe it's just a work block from 9 to 5 if you have a regular 9 to 5 job. And if not, maybe like 9 to noon or whatever your schedule is. And then having like 2 hours in the evening for like workouts and cleaning, or however you want to group it, just in a more or less rigid way so that it works better for your brain. But the more rigid, the better for me in certain ways. So that works really well for me. And then this 4th one is a more common one, but there's been certain people that I've shared it with that was really helpful for them. So in the odd chance you don't know it, if you have not read Atomic Habits, you may not know this, but habit stacking. So hopefully you are, if you're already in the habit of brushing your teeth in the morning and at night, you can pair something that you really want to accomplish with those tasks that are already really routine for you. So if you brush your teeth and then you do your workout, that's a good way to stack it. Obviously, that's a little more extreme task, like they're not equal tasks, so I understand there's a little offset there. Just as an example, a better one would probably be, like, for me, after I vacuum, I like to stretch because the floor is clean, and it's better to get on the floor when it's clean. So to me, it makes sense to vacuum and then stretch. And then, yeah, I think Atomic Habits, I've mentioned this before, a lot of the tips with habit stacking and making it, attractive to you, like making the habit attractive to you and making the things that you don't want to do unattractive to you. Like, there's so many tips in that book that are just so great. So just read the book. But habit stacking. Stack tasks that you want to get done with things that you already do. So maybe like it's reading 20 pages while you drink your coffee. That's a good example as well. It's good though. Read the book and you'll get what I'm saying. But the last and final thing, if it's not working, ask yourself why. Why is this not working? Why am I not showing up? Why am I not interested in this? Why? Ask why to everything. So, for example, if you wanted to start going to the gym, and this is just an easy example because I'm a personal trainer. If you wanted to start going to the gym and you keep snoozing your alarm to go to the gym, ask yourself why. Is it that you're actually tired? Or is it that it's something new and you're not used to it yet? Or is it because you really don't want to go to the gym? And there's some things that we just don't want to do. But does in that moment of not wanting to go to the gym outweigh whatever your goals are for the gym? Like if you're trying to lose weight, does your desire to stay in bed outweigh your desire to lose weight in that example? And it may not internally, but then you have to ask yourself, if my desire to lose weight does outweigh my desire to stay in bed, then why am I staying in bed? And then if you don't have an answer for that, then you're kind of just shooting yourself in the foot. Miss Girl, you just need to get up off of your ass. And I've said this before on one of the episodes with Noelle of like, you can have these dreams and aspirations and goals, and thinking about them sometimes will give you just as much satisfaction as doing them in your mind. Holy shit. Short term, not long term though. The only thing that can give you the satisfaction of doing it is doing it. And not the whole journey isn't always going to be 1,000% what you want to do or super enjoyable, but you have to be able to do things and choose your hard. Do you want it to be hard now, hating and resenting yourself for not doing the things that you wanted to do? Or do you want it to be hard later while you're working on the thing that you actually want, and then be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor and living in the lifestyle that you have been trying to manifest? I think that, to me, arguably, and I know that people and how things work doesn't always reflect this, but you're happiest when you're living in alignment with your dreams. And I think a lot of us, and I know there's special circumstances, like sometimes, like when someone may get pregnant unexpectedly, or like just life changes really quickly and they're not able, like it feels like they're just trying to stay afloat. I understand that those times, if you're in one of those times, this may not apply to you. Sometimes what you learn in those moments are still very applicable to your dream journey, whatever that may be, whatever that may look like. I just saw a post yesterday that I believe is on Pinterest, Tumblr, one of those. I'm aging myself with saying that, but one of those two apps, I saw this, and it said something along the lines of, and I may completely butcher this, something along the lines of, be willing to let go of the dreams that you had before. And if you're, still in this age range, if you're below the age of 25, don't listen to this part. Sometimes it's okay to change and adapt the direction you're going based off dreams that you had when you were a child. And I said this like on the last 5 episodes probably, that my frontal lobe just like rapidly developed when I turned 25, 26, and I just started thinking way differently and just maturing rapidly. And so the things that were once important to me prior to maturity, I guess, are no longer huge priorities to me, or I just see something shifting. And it's okay for your dreams to shift as you shift, because I think that we make goals and aspirations out of a lot of inexperience and even just like ignorance or lack of knowledge about what our choices are. Like maybe you went one direction. R.I.P. Liam. But no, wait, not Liam. Who died? I don't remember. I think it was Liam, but rest in peace to that man. Anyways, if you choose to go one direction, you can always, learn more about what your options are and want to try something new, or find something that you resonate with more. But a lot of people will see that as wasted time, but those missteps teach you a lot about what you want and don't want. So I say all that to say, you got to enjoy the journey. Just always keep your eyes peeled for opportunity to resonate with an energy that aligns more with your dreams. And if you're not sure what your dreams are, maybe that's the first step. Ask yourself, like, what do you really want from life? And are you satisfied with where you are now? And if the answer is no, why do you postpone yourself? Great question. Give that one a little bit of a ponder. But overall, I said this would be a short one. those are my 5 tips. Yeah, peace and blessings. You can find me on the Mindset Manifesto podcast on all podcast platforms. I also have an Instagram, .karadigm, Karadigm, on Instagram. And I want to say that's my Tumblr too. If anyone uses Tumblr, shouts out to the Tumblr users. Overall, I also use this new microphone, so if it sounds fancy, that's why. But now I'm done for real. I'm done talking. So, yeah, why do you postpone yourself?